Hello and welcome back to my craft room and welcome back to my camera. I've got a new camera. Tom helped me sort out the old one, well, at least approve that the old one was defunct, and get hold of Amazon, and they very kindly arranged a free replacement, picked up the old one and delivered me a new one the next day. Brilliant. Hats off to Amazon for customer service there. So I've managed to cobble this together well enough, I think, to record this, but it's not filling the whole screen, so it might look a bit peculiar. And I was going in and out of focus a minute ago, but I think it's all right now. Bear with me. I can't wait any longer to open these packages that I've got here. I was speaking to my postie today. I love my posties. We know each other quite well now. They're lovely guys, and it's such a brilliant service, both incoming and outgoing mail. I've really got my money's worth out of the service just recently, and I've been very impressed with it. But they were telling me today there have been a few hiccups, and my hunch was right, that the postal service hasn't been normal just recently. It feels like you don't get anything for a day or two and then you suddenly get a whole lot, and I do think maybe that's just because of the nature of the whole swap thing going on, but it just seemed a bit odd, and I'd heard other people saying things as well, and apparently there's been a whole thing about it. They've been giving them more extra rounds to do, but not extra time to do it in, and so some of the posts, they just don't have time to do it all, and it ends up going back and getting delivered the next day. Mentioning no names, but the postie I spoke to today was telling me that we're getting 3 days service when it should be 6 days. It's a bit of a shame, but it's all reached me now, and I also have a big pile of my first batch of outgoing swaps ready to go. 30 Stitchery Swaps ready to go. I've got 15 more, almost there, and then I've just got my art swaps to do. I will be in good time for the deadline, which is the 31st of August. So anybody who's still waiting for squares for me, don't panic. The deadline was the 31st of August to get those squares out. I know a lot of people were really quick off the mark, but some of us are very slow stitchers, and that's all it is, and we're meant to be enjoying the process, not rushing. So don't worry, if I promised you a square, you will get it, and you will get it by the deadline. But I haven't forgot. If you haven't had it yet, doesn't mean I've forgotten you. Okay, should we get in and look at these squares now? No, I don't know if these are Stitchery or art. One of them is really fat. It's more than a square of it. There's some extra goodies in there, so shall we have a look? And I know one of them is from Jacquie, because there's a bit of a hiccup with getting it. She was misadvised at the post office, bless her, where they told her she could just put a normal stamp on, which she did, and then some of us got, but not all of us, got underpaid notices. So it was all a bit strange. Not Jackie's fault at all, and bless her, she sent second ones out to some people. You know, if you haven't done it already, Jacquie, don't send another one to me. You really don't need to. I'm delighted to get this. The fee was very little. It was nothing. It's just annoying that she was, for her, that she was misadvised, really. I think I'm going to open that one first because I'm quite excited. I'm excited about all of them. But here we go. I've covered up my address. I would have recognised this as Jacquie from the sticker, because she's given me these stickers before, these little cat stickers. These ones. Opening this package will cause extreme happiness. These are going to be dotted all around my little treasury books that I'm going to put together with all these beautiful swaps. Can't show you the other side because it's got Jackie's address on. So let's go in here. Oh, Jacquie also sent me this letter opener. Now I don't know if it's going to be tough enough to work on these kind of jiffy envelopes, but we'll see. Let's give it a go. Yes, it's doing the trick. I'm so excited to get in here. It's actually been a few days since I've opened one. All of these envelopes will be going into my treasury books. Love this tissue. Now Jacquie sent me this tissue wrapping something up before, actually. She sent me a lovely little extra present last week, bless her, and said, not for opening on YouTube, it's just for you. It's such a sweet, thoughtful gesture. It's really lovely. She wrapped it up in this tissue. Thornhill Parish Church, circa 1086. I wonder if Thornhill is where she lives. It's a lovely card, actually, isn't it? Make sure there's no address in there. There we go. This is the church in our village. It's amazing to think it was mentioned in the doomsday book, that kind of thing absolutely fascinates me. Fascinated by history. Whenever I go and live in a new place, I like to look up the history of it and look at old maps of what the town used to look like and that kind of thing. Absolutely. And you know, it's social history really, isn't it? This is a photo I took and had it turned into a sketch. Have a look now. How brilliant. Well, with this month's schooler challenge, wouldn't it be amazing to do something like that? Not for me. I couldn't in a million years. I only hope you like your square. I've really enjoyed doing it for you. Thank you so much for organising such a fantastic event. Lots of love, Jackie. Jackie and I have had a lot of back and forth. Well, it's more I've had more from Jackie than she's had from me, let's be fair. She probably knows my address off by heart. I love this tissue. This tissue will all get saved and used. I love using tissue in collage and stuff, you've probably heard me say before. She's got a lot of lovely stickers. I'm so excited. This is such a moment when you open these. I'm going to do a Christine and look at the back first. I love to see the back. I love to feel it. I love the feel of it. I love the way it makes you feel in touch with the person that made this square for you, you know. You can feel them stitching it almost through. Should we turn it over and have a look? Oh. So the first thing that strikes me is this is so Jackie. I would have guessed this was Jackie's style, even if it hadn't had her name on it. I would have totally guessed. Oh, there's so much I love about this. There's a lot of thought gone into this. So for a start, look at this beautiful little... Now, as usual, I haven't bothered to explain what this is all about to anybody who might be watching this out of the blue. I'm kind of assuming that most people who would be bothering to watch this video will know all about the great big little Stitchery swap and the great big little art swap, where we're all, you know, people who've connected online all over the world are swapping little 4-inch or 10cm squares of stitching or art, little mini artworks or little bits of stitchery in a 10cm square with an extra kind of centimetre border around, because some people are going to join them together into a quilt. I'm not. I'm going to be giving each of these squares a little page in my treasury of swaps, and I'm going to do one for stitching and one for art, and possibly another scrapbook for all the cards and things. I think the way it's going. I've lost my thread now. Yes, so it's cool. I can't believe it's like, it's only about, I think it's about 5 weeks ago now, maybe 6, that I first said, oh, anybody fancy swapping squares? And it's just gone, pew! And I called it the Great Big Little Stitchery Swap. And look, Jackie's she's been doing some amazing stuff, making a collage and then printing it onto fabric and making her own printed fabric she's been doing recently. Anyway, so she's printed onto here the Great Big Little Stitchery Swap 2023's FabulousJaxx. And FabulousJaxx is what Jackie's known as in our Discord community. So she's Jackie Parry in the Facebook group, FabulousJaxx in the Discord community. I'll leave my link tree in the description box so you can find your way to those places if you'd like to join us. It's all free and we're a lovely bunch of people. I'm just so proud. Everybody's just so creative and talented and they're just generous souls. They're just so supportive of each other. I'm just so proud of where our little community is going. It's not so little either now. I think we're over, I think Tom was saying we've gone over 200 people in there now, but it just still feels very personal, like you're in a little, it feels to me a little bit like when you go into a cafe that you know really well and you know every time you walk in there'll be someone you know you can say hello to. That's how it feels in there. There is so much to love about this square. For a start, it's so Jackie. I love Jackie's quilting and everything, and this just makes me think of one of Jackie's quilt blocks that she shares sometimes on the Facebook group. And she's included things that I love. So don't know if she thought, because we have said before, we both quite like a gin and tonic on occasion. So there's a little cocktail charm here. Look at this. Look at it. That looks like a little martini with the olives. It's even got the olives on the cocktail stick. Look at that. And look at this. I think this is a real... No, it's not. It can't, because it wouldn't have had the loop in the top. But this is like a threepenny bit. We used to get these for pocket money when I was a kid. And it looks real. It really looks like a real one. What if they took a real one and somehow made it 1959, a couple of years before I was born? I mean, if that was a threepenny bit, I could have had that in my hand. How beautiful. And I love this label. Now, this was actually stitched onto the front of the little special gift that Jacquie sent me the other day. So lovely. FabulousJaxx. Slow stitch. Now, what does this say? Well-behaved women rarely make history. I love that. And there's a sunflower charm here. She's probably remembered that I love sunflowers. Are just a very special thing to me. This. I love the colours. I love all things. Look at these little scissors. Look at those. I love the colours. I love all the stitching. I just love it. I just love it. Chuffed to bits with that, Jacquie. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, should we open another one? I hope to goodness this camera's actually working. It seems to be. It all looks okay. Lots of pretties on here. I don't know who this is from. I can see that it's from the UK though. See, now this one was just sent with a normal second class stamp. So yeah, here we go. Very similar. First class, second class. It's not a large letter one or anything. It's just a first or second class stamp. So this one has come through all right, and this is quite fat too. Why didn't this one? I thought it was supposed to be all right up to 5 mils. Maybe at its fattest it didn't go quite. If they actually bothered to put it through a slot and check it, maybe it didn't quite go through where that big fat bead is there. I wonder if it's looking at that bead again. So I always go back after I've filmed, and I'll do it again from time to time. I go back and look at the bits and pieces and look at all the details and things and all the stitch squares and the art squares actually. And I'm wondering now if this one, if she's painted this herself, because it just feels a different texture. It just goes so beautifully with all of that. Anyway, so that maybe it's that fat bit there that stopped together, and then, you know, with a bubble envelope as well, I suppose. Yeah. Anyway, the little teeny fee that I had to pay was well worth it to get that gorgeous square. Okay, so, and on the back of this one, it made me laugh when it came through. And my postie did comment on it as well. Only contains card. Make sure Annie receives this. Thanks, postie. And look at this. No wonder he was smiling when he got here. I love that little bird. Oh. Still can't tell if this is an art swap or just a bit fat for an art swap. Maybe it's stitching. How beautiful is that? Look. Pathway to Autumn 23. I wonder if whoever this has come from was following along with that thing I was doing the other day, doing the sort of layers, the mixed media layers with collage and everything. That's lovely. Lovely. And I love this background paper too. So who is this from? Oh, so this is Jess. So this is, you'll also see her as Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And she's already sent me her swaps. She's obviously decided to send some extra. Let's see what she says. Hello Annie, I was going to include a 10 centimetre square, not for the art swap, of a tattoo design that you suggested I make over watercolour. I did say, because she loves tattoos, and I said, well, maybe that would be an idea, do some tattoo designs. it seems I've totally misplaced it. Oh, so I made you a little card instead using the paper dividing method. Oh, so she did that thing where you do it all in one big piece. I did a video a couple of weeks back. You do it all in one big piece and then cut it up and mount it. And then when you cut it up, it just makes them into these individual little pieces of art, which are just beautiful. I picked the best out of the bunch of little squares and gave it a rather fitting title now that we're approaching autumn. I don't want to think about us approaching autumn yet. I've added a few extras to the front as well. Love these little pieces too. And I love how you can just cut words out and they just fit and make sense of the little piece of art that you've made. Also found this little sunflower charm. That must be in there. That I've had laying around for ages, and I know you have a soft spot for sunflowers. I very much do. You could use it as a charm for one of your many art journals. It'll probably go in my treasury book. I'll stop waffling on now. Put a few extra paper bits and pieces in to see what you can do with them. Chin up and try not to get ill again. Oh, how sweet. Lots of love, Jess AKA Girl with the dragon tattoo. So Jess has already sent me her swap, and she hasn't had my swap back yet because I haven't even started my art ones yet. But she's and I was feeling a bit under the weather just recently. I'm still on and off. I'm having to kind of take it easy and just sort of rest up a bit when I start to feel a bit peculiar, but it's definitely better than it was. Let's keep all these. I'm starting to run out of space for all these bits of pretty stickies now. It's so thoughtful. People just sending things just to make you feel better, you know. And it really does make you feel better. And so all these people who, you know, we're all connecting with each other online through, I think especially through the Discord, but through the other social media as well. You know, I was just saying today, it's like just because most of us are pretty unlikely ever to meet up in person. I don't like to use the phrase in real life because it's still real life. Just because it's online doesn't mean it's not real life. Just because we'll never meet up in person, most of us, doesn't mean we're not real friends, you know. And I've made a lot of real friends through this whole adventure. I can see that little charm hiding in the bottom. How lovely to have this little package of goodies. Those scribbles are out. It's fallen off the little ring. It's hiding in the corner. Good job to put it in the bag. Lovely little bag. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. Just look at that. Get it to focus. Isn't that lovely? Absolutely, I love it. I love that. Very much my cup of tea. These little bits, I can use these in my collage. These are all the kind of things I love to use in my collage, all these little pieces. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, look at those colours. Got drawers full of collage fodder, and it's just, it's lovely to be able to dig through it and find what you want for a particular project. Thank you, that's so thoughtful of you, Jess. Really, really sweet. Should I have a naked lady in the thumbnail or not? What do you think? It's only the first two, I've got 3 to go. I need to speed up, don't I? This one is from the States. I think this is from Darla. I'm going to edit that bit out now because I just showed her a dress. Just making sure there's no more dresses anywhere before I show you, and I'm trying not to look at the square while I do it. Okay, I've got to remember on the back of here is an address. Okay, I'm going to just look at the square now because, I've half seen it now anyway. Look. Wow. I've got to take it. I've got to look. Okay, I'm not going to show the back because it's got a whole name on and stuff on it, and she might not want that as she did stick it down. But she's in the USA. She's put her name, July 2023. This is going to be such a year to remember, isn't it? How beautiful is this? I think she must have hand coloured this background and worked these beautiful spirals and shapes onto all this wonderful doodling and then stitched into it as well. That is gorgeous. It's like bringing together that kind of artful doodling, artful doodling with Stitchery. Really gorgeous. Let's see what she says about it. So the background fabric was tinted using yes, I think she might have told me she was doing this. Shaving foam. If it wasn't Darla, then someone else has told me they were doing that. Yes, the background fabric was tinted using shaving cream and marbled with watercolour. And then I Zentangled using a black Tombow marker. Then I filled the background with French knots. Wow. That's such a gorgeous technique, isn't it? Wow. I love that. P.S. The square is held onto white card with double-sided tape to protect the fringe, hopefully. I wanted you to be able to use the card to make a piece of art. Oh, yeah, I can reuse it. I like to I like to reuse everything. Maybe I'll try using it to make a piece of art inspired by this, because I do think that's really beautiful, and I do love to doodle. So let's have a look at the rest of this. Hi Annie. Yeah. Here's my non-swap Stitchery piece sent as a thank you for all your inspiration on YouTube. I'm not very active in any groups as my time is somewhat limited at this time. I used to be like that. I didn't have time for anything. I'm struggling to keep up with stuff at the moment, to be honest. Love seeing all the creations your swappers are sending in. Warmly, Darla. Yeah, so I think maybe Darla said she'd just send us a stitch piece, because I'd already said I couldn't take any more swaps at that time. Maybe I'll swap with her next time if that's the case. That's so lovely. That's absolutely beautiful, Darla. What a pile of gorgeousness. Just look at that. Just look at it. I've got 2 more to go. I need to speed up and go in ages. Okay, so this one, all I know is it's come from the UK. And again, just a second class stamp on it. So, you see, sometimes it's alright, sometimes it's not. It must depend how fat it is. Oh, a lovely card. You're an inspiration. Love that card. Let's make sure there's no addresses. I'm trying to do that without actually looking at there's no address in there, so that's okay. Dearest Annie has put this to one side. Keep myself in suspenders a little bit longer. Thank you for being my swap partner. I've enjoyed making this for you and hope you like it. I'm relatively new to slow stitching and that possibly shows. I bet it doesn't. You haven't seen mine yet. As the front of the card says, you're an inspiration, a great motivator and a lovely person. I'm so glad I found your channel. I'm so glad you found my channel too, Liz. So this is Liz Sawyer. Happy stitching. Oh. Thank you so much. That does mean just such a lot to me. Nothing makes me happier than when someone says you inspired me to have a go. So I was thinking, if I can do it, anyone can do it. And it's just such an amazing, or just, when you really love doing something, you always want to bring people into it, don't you? So excited to see this. Oh, look. Oh, wow. Completely different idea. Like none of it, I've never, this is completely different from anything else that I've had. It's just, every single person has such a different take on this whole thing. How much, it's just a 10 centimetre or 4-inch square. All the different ideas that people, and all the, oh God, this is beautiful. I love cats. I love this fabric. I love that. I don't know if Darla drew this herself. What an amazing design, that way a cat just slumps itself over some convenient branch or back of a sofa or whatever. It's just like that. It's fast asleep. Look at its little face. It's got this amazing tail made of all these different fibres and little bits of trim there. Look at these. Absolutely gorgeous. The star there, so it's probably night time. And then, just because the cat's fast asleep, just down here is a little tiny mouse running about unbeknownst to the cat. Oh, that's just so adorable. I'd have to look at the, I have to look at the back. Oh, that's like a brad. That's a clever idea, putting a brad. Oh, that's made me think I've got some brads I could use. That's amazing. I love it. I absolutely love that, Darla. It's gorgeous. A real treasure. Just all treasures, aren't they? Look, just I'm spoilt rotten again. I'm trying to spread these out so that in a minute I can just get my muggins out of the way and do a screenshot. Now, I've already been filming for over half an hour and I've got the biggest one to go because this one is strangely fat, like me. So this has come all the way from Australia, and clearly it's got more than just a swap square in it. I know this is from Pat Havill. Thank you, Pat. Now, I think we communicated on Facebook, so Pat's probably in the Facebook group. Sometimes people have got different names. They're in the Discord as well, but they've got different names, so I don't even realise who it is I'm speaking to. There's a lot of extra stuff in here. Oh, you're naughty, Pat. You shouldn't have done this all the way from Australia. Not that I don't appreciate it. It's wonderful, but I don't know how much that cost you to post all the way from Australia. Oh my goodness. There's loads of stuff in here. Wow, there's something else in down the bottom there. Hang on. Right, okay, I've got it all. Okay, I'm just going to go through the pile then. How cute is that? What a beautiful, how pretty. Look at those beautiful, beautiful pieces of lace. Look, this is like old lace. This is real vintagey looking fabric. It feels really nice. All these little, this kind of thing will just be a lovely little addition to a book I'm going to put together. One of the things I thought about doing is putting little tags on each page. I've bought calico to make the basis of the book, and I think, well, hopefully later this week, or if not next week, I'll do a little video just showing how I'm starting to put the book together, ready to stitch the squares into. And then I think I'm going to embroider each person's name on it, so on the page as well. Lovely. But this kind of thing, where I want to put a tag on a tab on the page. That would function really well as a tab. That would look so pretty. Look at this lovely fabric. Love my buttons. It feels just, it feels lovely. There's a note here. Should we have a look at the note? Look at these things. Oh my word. Make sure there's no address. I don't think so, no. Dear Annie, just a little something special for a sweet lady. Oh. I hand make these little pouches for anything you may like to pop in there. Glasses, hankies, makeup, your choice. I won't put makeup in there. I don't really use makeup anyway, but I love little pouches to keep little projects in and things. Enjoy, lots of love. Pat Havill. Oh my goodness me. Oh, there's this, look as well, look at this. Oh, it's beautiful. Make a lovely little, just like a little mini pin cushion, wouldn't it? To put in a project bag just with a few pins and a needle, just what you need for that project. Look at the beautiful little pieces. Love that, love that. Oh, I love that you can see the stitching on the back there. Look at the little, I don't know where to start. Beautiful little lazy daisy embroidery there. Little bit of floral garden there, look. And all these wonderful pieces of lace. These are real vintage pieces, aren't they? Oh, look. Oh, I don't know where to look first. This will be when I'll be going back and looking again in a minute. I've just looked at the camera and realised I look like I've got jaundice or something. There's something funny about the way I've set this camera up. Tom will sort me out tomorrow. Look at this beautiful piece of embroidery there. Now, is that a piece that Pat's embroidered, or is it a vintage piece that she's cut up and applied. Either way, it's just so pretty. The whole base, the base fabric is just lovely, wonderful texture. This lovely little kind of picot edging. Look at that. That's like a little, I don't know if it's tatted or crocheted lace edging. Absolutely beautiful. Look. Oh, that little daisy. I love my daisies. Look at this. Oh. And you can just, yeah, see, I could pop one of these in with just a few pins and things in, and whatever little square I'm working on or whatever. I love little pouches like this just to put separate little projects and things in. I just love that. Or keep something really special in, you know. Wow. God, these are beautiful. And they've all got these bits snipped out of probably like vintage doilies and pieces of lace collars and things like that. Just wonderful. There's the actual square there, which I'm going to put. I'm going to put something over it. I'm going to put that over it so I don't see it for a minute. And look at these. These are fabulous. It's a lovely idea to just take little snippets of things and cluster them together, layer them together like this to make a little focal piece. That beautiful diamante bead there as well. I need to speed up a bit, don't I? Crochet flower. Oh, that's just so sweet. I mean, I know it's not square, but just this would have been enough for a stitchery swap, you know. It's just so pretty, and there's so many cute little details in there. I mean, how unusual is that button? I've never seen a button like that. That one. That's not quite focusing, that camera. Just there we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, look. I think probably what I'm going to do is work these into my stitchery book. God, it's going to be amazing. Really is. Look at these. It's just like that thing where, you know, goosebumps going down my back. Look at this. You've got these little treasured pieces of lace and things. I've got a bag with some in. Some I've picked up at, like, you know, charity shops and things, and I've got lucky, and a couple of pieces from my mother-in-law, and, you know, little treasured pieces you use snippets of here and there, and it's just nice just to take them out, and by layering them together, it's given me that feeling of like going through a little treasure box, you know. Just absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what to, I haven't, you know. As always, I'm running out of words. I can't believe this, seriously. There's all these beautiful pieces, and it looks like there are 3 actual squares. Pat, oh my word. Oh look. Oh, look at these little pieces. Oh, look at these little pieces. Oh, look at those fabrics. Look at the tiny stitching. Oh, wow. I don't know what to say again. You get to a point, especially when you've opened a lot of these, where it feels like everything you say, anything you can think of to say, sounds really trite and not enough, and you said it too often, like it's lost its meaning. But it hasn't lost its meaning. It's still, every one means just as much to me. Just look at that. You make me smile. On that tab, and a little butterfly there, and these beautiful pieces of lace, and that way more accurate herringbone stitch than I could ever do. Oh, hang on, it's not focusing too well. Tom tells me the camera doesn't focus well if it's not got much contrast, so if it's all kind of pale coloured, it will struggle. There we go, that's picked it up a little bit. Look at all the different pieces of lace. And the beautiful, cute little golden bee charm. Oh, I love bees too. And last but not least, come on. If I was a kid at Christmas, I'd be a completely spoilt brat at the moment. Except not, because I'm appreciating it. we look very, very jaundiced. I'm not. It's just this something weird's going on. Love those cute little buttons and the texture of this little flower motif. A mixture of prints. Lovely little stitch. I love this gathered little strip of, I don't know what it is there. Really interesting textured fabric with this lovely, where the edge is frayed like that and it's letting the purple come out. More herringbone down there. I haven't done a herringbone stitch for ages. I've forgotten. I think it's called herringbone. Is that called herringbone? Someone tell me that knows. I think that's what we used to do to make hems with. And I forgot how much I love the look of that stitch. I must do some of that. And this is very, very neat blanket stitch. God, that is, let's have a look at the back. I mean, look. That is just, I don't know what to say that doesn't sound like an understatement. I'm going to get my muggins out of the way, take a thumbnail. I can't even, I mean, there's so much here, I can't show it all. Okay, that's going to have to go up there. I can't even begin to say thank you everybody so much for that. I can't, it's not just, it is about having these lovely pieces of stitchery and art, because it's lovely to hold those in my hands, and it's really special that people have created them for me. I just can't tell you how much I appreciate that. They're absolute treasures to me. But it's also just that sense of connection. It's the lovely words that people write in their notes and things. It's just, wow, you can't help but feel uplifted by it. And every time I look at any of these pieces, it's just going to make me glow on the inside. I realised the other day, watching one of my own videos back, that I sounded, not always, but in this particular one, I sounded like Stacey Solomon and looked like the smoking one off the Two Fat Ladies. I don't smoke. But I'll do this. Look up Stacey Solomon and Two Fat Ladies and tell me you can't see what I mean. Anyway, on that note, thank you ever so much for joining me. I've gone on way too long. I'm going to have to edit that right down, or even cut it into two possibly. I've been nearly an hour, but I've had a lovely time. Oh, that's just really made my day. Thank you so much to all of you for that. I'll link to everybody where I can. I will link to other people who are doing, who are opening their stitch and art swaps on YouTube, and I will also leave a link tree so you can come and join us on Discord or in the Facebook group. It's all free. We're a lovely bunch. Do give it a try if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you back on here very soon. Have a lovely day, have a lovely evening. See you again soon. Bye. Why am I waffling so?